All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John at Pro Craps over here. Casino Gaming TV is the medium. Hopefully, y'all are switched over. I can't tell where you're coming from, but I'm gonna probably turn off the feed, as I said yesterday. I'll turn the feed from Pro Craps channel off probably next week. We're gonna run this only through CGTV starting probably next week. So we'll see you. Hopefully, everybody shifted over, and if you're watching it from the Pro Craps channel, switch over to CGTV because your chats will be unified. It's just a better experience from we're all in one place. So good deal. Let's talk about some stuff here. Let's go over here. DiceCon, again, my everyday announcement, DiceCon. Go to colorup.club, get registered as a club member at the ColorUp Discord channel. Jeremy, the DiceCon is a members only thing. You should know that. If you're a member of the club, of the ColorUp Club, then you get to go to DiceCon and participate in all the stuff. So go to ColorUp. It's $5. It's $5. Go get registered and do it. Totally worth it. I think I've gotten so much out of, that's a weird light. I've gotten so much out of being part of that club. It's believe me, worth every penny of the $5. Trust me on that. All right. On the milestone watch, I'm looking at this board here. We've got 3 people that I'm tracking right now. On Point and Ken are within spitting distance of it, of that 1,000 subscriber mark, which is really kind of cool. Square Pair is inching along too. They were on like kind of a hiatus there for a minute. Now they're starting to put more videos out. I haven't talked to them guys in a while. I got to reach out to them. I haven't seen them in a hot minute. So they're great. The Square Pair are awesome. Talk about guys who just like to have fun, A, but B, they test strategies out and they put them to the grind. I mean, they're good dudes. Get on over there for sure. So, yeah, Square Pair is great. And obviously, my personal announcement here for Casino Gaming TV. We've got a Discord channel which is linked right there. It's casinogaming.tv. It'll just take you right to the Discord as a sign up. I'll make a website for that at some point. We'll get it going. But for now, what I want you to do is come into our Discord. It's free. Just come in and chat. And again, we talk show prep and that kind of thing. So you get whatever, access you want and questions asked and answered and that sort of thing. So come over there and hang out with us. It's not fun yet, but hopefully it will be fun. That's kind of the point, is to make the Discord fun and cool. So that's the morning announcements. And again, I'm going to remind you of kind of where we're headed here with our channel. And as you know, I'm using these morning shows as a kind of a reason to talk about some of the strategies that I play, but really it's always at a higher level. I'm talking this week, of course, about Bankroll and stuff, but I'm using our strategies as a way to kind of frame the conversation so we can get the building blocks built so we can get into team play. I think team play is where we're going to spend a lot of our time coming up here. I'm just not ready to go there just yet because I want to make sure that we have everything else kind of talked about and ready to go. So that's what's heading your way. And today we're going to talk about the second piece of bet sizing. We've been talking about, I think this week, I made the point yesterday when somebody asks, how do you win at craps? What's the magical way to win at craps? And I say, well, the magical way to win at craps, obviously, is to bet money on the number that's going to roll and have a lot of money on it, and then the number rolls and you get to profit, right? That's the A, B, and C of craps. None of those things are easy to understand, right? Knowing which numbers to bet on, you can't, right? Being there when they roll, you can't control that. The money on the numbers, though, you can control what you're betting on and how much you have out there. And I think this week, one of the things we're going to be talking a lot about is bet sizing. Yesterday, we talked about ratio, and specifically when you're doing multiple or opposing bets, ratios of don't pass to pass line, hedge ratios, that sort of thing, iron cross ratios. I think the differences between your bets when you have multiple bets that are sometimes competing, sometimes they're working together, sometimes they're not. The size of your bets, the ratio is important. Today I want to talk about bet size, the actual physical size of the bets that you have in play. So we're going to switch over to that real quick and talk about this. And I want to frame this idea of bet sizing through a video that I actually watched yesterday. VDC, Rich over at Vegas Dice Control, has released this video last night talking about bet sizing. I got a link down there in the below the picture of the video, but this is worth a watch for sure. Rich is a great guy. He's a good thinker. He's a really good dice player. He's He's got a really cool delivery style too. But what Rich talks about here is bankroll management and how to manage your bankroll. And I'll give you the takeaway from his video. I'll give you the summary of it, but I want you to watch him to explain this. He describes, I think we all do this, but maybe not as clearly. Your bankroll, what it is. Your bankroll is how much money you got in the bank, right? It's your 401g account. Your session money, your buy-in is a separate, right? It's your table bankroll, but it's not your bankroll. There's a difference there. What he describes is based on the size of your overall bankroll. Let's say we'll use easy money. You got $1,000 in the bank, in the actual, your bank. Your bet size is 1% of that. In other words, $10. $10 is your actual bet size. He's saying your bet size is based on your overall bankroll. And then your session buy-in is 10x your bet. I've always said your bankroll is whatever your bankroll is, and your session buy-in is 1/10 of your bankroll, and your per shooter is 1/10 of that. The numbers work out to be the same, but it's how your brain hears both versions of that that's going to resonate. So think about this. Your bankroll is your bankroll. Your bet size is 1/100th of that, or 1% of your bankroll. Your buy-in, 10 times that. So $1,000 bankroll, $100 buy-in, $10 bet size, regardless of the table minimum. So you're not looking for a $10 table. 5 or 10 will work, but your bet size is 10. I want you to think about that for a minute, because that turns into, and you'll see this here at my table in a minute, that turns into a short stack. Okay, that turns into a short stack. I think that's an interesting, it's an interesting way to picture this, right? Again, your unit size, 1% of your bankroll, okay? And your session buy-in is 10 times that. You're gonna end up playing with a short stack with bigger money. And that's interesting. I've been working us towards this short stack streak, or the short stack mentality now for a month. We talk about short stacks and 3-unit challenges and how to play with what I call little money, or tiny bits of money. It's not about the amounts of money, it's about the amount of chips that you're playing with. I'm always talking about playing with a low check count. What Rich is talking about is exactly that. It's whatever your size bankroll is down to your session size, but you're left with 10 checks, okay? And he's aggressive. He wants to 40 or 50% win. I'm saying win 25 or whatever, 20 to 25%. With your small check amount, right? Your small size bankroll. So we're going to work a short stack again today, but we're going to look at it from the Mondo bankroll size. And I think it's going to be a really interesting play. I was working with this a little bit in practice, and it's fun to kind of to just shift your mind. And again, the fact that we've been talking about short stacks all this time, I think is setting us up to have this discussion today. And I'm so glad that Rich put this video out last night. Because it's perfect timing. We've been talking about this all this time, and now he's got this great way of kind of putting it like in a bow for us. Let's talk about it. Let's go to the table and let's look at what it means to play with bigger bets on a smaller bankroll. Let's go ahead and take a look. Here we go to the table. All right, we're zoomed in. The light is on. Let's roll. Let's get a little look at it before we roll it out here. Close that door. Actually, the light's not on. I thought I had the light on. All right, here we go. Let's clear the board from practice betting. And I'll use myself as an example. Okay, we're going to use my actual go forward plan here. Okay, I'm going to be in New Jersey at Atlantic City probably in about a month, I think. I think it's about a month away from now. And then I'm going to be again in Vegas in June. And so what I've got for each trip, and again, I'm going to be in AC for a shorter amount of time than I will be in Vegas, but I'll probably play the same number of sessions. We'll see how this goes. But let's assume that I've got this as my bankroll. I'm going to put this out here. Hopefully you can see these chips. And what you see there is in purple chips, $3,000, okay? Now, that's not my 401g bankroll. This is what I'm bringing with me on the trip. So let's look at my trip bankroll as quote unquote the bankroll. And if my bankroll for a trip is 3K, by using Rich's calculation, that 3K means my bet size is 1% of that, which is $30. 25 or $30 is about what your bet size should be, okay? Which is a different way of us looking at it. So 3,000 becomes a $30 bet size. He says your table buy-in should be 10 times your bet size, which is, by my math, $300, which means I've got 10 $300 buy-in sessions where I'm using a $30 bet size. That's Rich's way of managing this. So what does that look like to us? Well, here's going to be 1, 2, there's $300. Okay. I'm going to put this into my rack in a way that you can see it clearly. We're going to go ahead and line these up like this. Okay. There's $300. There's, in my case, there's 12 $25 bets. It could have been 10 $30 bets. We'll use quarters because they're easier to play with, okay? That's my session. I'll leave this here for you to see. $3,000 bankroll, $30 bet size, 10 times 30 is 300. That's what we're gonna play with, okay? Now, normally you buy in for $300 and you're going, oh shit, I gotta get me to a $5 table because I can't afford to play in anything else, right? What am I gonna do at a $25 table? How is this gonna work? Well, Rich is telling you that at this bankroll size, at this session size, that should be your bet size. And again, we're talking about how do you play with a short stack. This is a short stack that you've purposefully decided to play with. This is a short stack that we've jumped into on purpose because we're gonna play at a higher than normal bet level. You're gonna play at a $30 bet level with a tiny bankroll. I think this is an interesting way to do it. Not tiny bankroll, but it's a smaller percentage. Normally I would say, you know, you break this into $30 per shooter sessions. This is like per bet. And he's saying to you, well, you got to make your, whatever strategy you're going to play, you got to rock it out here at this level. That could easily mean that you're here, right? You might be here at this level. If each of your bets is, let's get nickels here. If each of your bets is at the quarter level, that's where you might find yourself, right? That's an interesting way to look at this, right? You got to win 2 of these bets to hit your goal, right? 2 of these bets, 4 of those bets hit your goal. That's very interesting, right? If you're going to be here at 20% of your goal. Actually, I'm lying. It's 2 bets, right? If each one of these is 1/10 of your bankroll, 2 bets is 20%. And that's what you're looking to do. Just win twice. You'll find that it's hard to win twice. We say this all the time, right? 3-unit challenge seemed easy, but it's not easy if you go down on the first one. So that's an option, right? Go out here with 110 inside and kind of hope for 2 hits. You could opt instead to grind it out, right? And take your $50 or your $25 bet size and grind it out on the don't, and play don't pass with a progression of some kind or whatever you're gonna do. And I tell you this all the time. Craps is an interesting game. You can walk up in here, and I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna play a quick don't with a progression. You could come up in here and win your goal in 2 rolls and be out of dodge, right? I could go down early and lose 4 bets in a row and be fighting for an hour to get back to even, right? It's all about the timing and when things happen for you. So why don't we go ahead and roll this out? I'm gonna do it a couple ways. We're gonna take a couple of shots at this thing from different standpoints with a small bankroll, but again, I'm never gonna dip below the quarter level. We're gonna have only, in this case, 12 units, but ideally 10 units at your bet level, right? I've told you before, a short stack is 10 units of table minimum. With the way Rich is describing this, your table minimum, in air quotes, is your predetermined bet level. That's your minimum bet is gonna be this 1/10 of your session buy-in, or 1/100th of your overall bankroll. And again, I'm considering my bankroll for my trip to be what I'm bringing for the trip. This is my trip 401G. Think of it that way. So here we go. Let's do a simple don't first, and then I'll add some complexity to it. Let's start with a simple, can you make 2 units? Actually, I think 20% of this will be, we want to make 3 units. Let's try and make 3 units here at this level. Let's see if we can do it. There's going to be an 8. Okay, I'm going to actually switch out to the larger table view because you guys can't see the dice land. Let's go here to table view. Boom. All right, that was an 8 out of 10, by the way. I rolled it when I brought it up. Point will be 8. Let's make this don't pass bet work. And I'll leave this out here again as a visual for you, but let's let the dice declare themselves. So we go, there's a hard 4. Hard 4, you know me, loving those. The hard outside bets are great. There's the easy 4, there's 2 4s back to back. If you're playing, by the way, this strategy, you're done for the day. If you're playing this strategy, right, the 4 and 10 outside, you would have been done. And we'll do that here in a little bit. There's an 8. There's an 8, point made, point winner. Lose or don't. Okay, and I think I'll put the losses here. I think you guys can see those, right? If I put them out here. If I lay the losses out front where you can see them, can I get that on camera better? There we go. That's not a bet, that's just a loss counter. That way you can see I'll pay myself from my losses. And I'm not gonna go ahead and chase here. I'm gonna do, with this size bankroll, I'm gonna do just a progressive bet. I'll progress my wins, I will not chase my losses. We can do it both ways and see how it looks. But again, with a limited number of checks, it's really hard to chase loss. Now here we are with our second consecutive loss. Can we grind out a victory here? And this is what I'm talking about. We're starting from a behind position. You lost the first 2 bets you placed. Now the 2 units you're trying to win has become 4, or 5 units I'm trying to win has become, or the 3 I'm trying to win rather, has turned into 5. Just like that. When you go down early in this game, you're working from backwards. It makes those win 2 units that sounds so easy, it makes it really, really hard to actually get the job done. There's another 5. That's back-to-back 5s, by the way. 3, 2, 5. Let's get that big red here. That's all we need. Nope, we got a 9 instead. So that's 3 consecutive losses. Now again, the don't, it's a grind, and you've got to kind of, you're going to have to live with it. You're going to have to kind of survive this thing as we go. We're going to get, here again, a 5-1-6. We're getting not favorable points down there, but let's see if we can't make this thing not have 10 consecutive losses. Well, we get 4 consecutive losses. That's fantastic. There we go. We're just going to grind this thing out. Let's see what happens. We know that if we get a good streak on ourselves, we're going to be in good shape. There's a 5. New point's 5. I didn't turn the puck off after the last one. There's a 1, 2, 3 ace deuce. No help to us here. There's a repeat of the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 again. 6, 2, 8. There's a 6, 2, 8. And there she is, the 5, 2, 7. So we will get paid on our don't, and we're going to add 1. I'm going to do the power press. We're going to go ahead and do the don't pass progression. We're going to try and build back here. And what I really should have done is taken one from my losses. I want to show the loss count coming down. So we're going to take 1 from loss, 1 from rack, and let's get this thing rolling here. There's a 6, 1, 7 on the come out. Oh my God. So that didn't work at all. I'm going to put 2 into there. Actually 3. So now we have 6 units lost, 6 units in the rack. We're half our money's down. We have made 0 progress at the short stack level. There's a 5. New point's going to be a 5. Let's get this thing done. There's a yo 11, 6, 5 yo. 5, 2, 7. Okay, 5, 2, 7. Put where you can see it. And again, we're going to get paid 1. I'm going to pump it up by 1. Puck will be off. Let's avoid the come out natural here if we can. 4, 1, 5 again. We're rolling a lot of 5s today. That rolled. That was a 5, not a shocker. There we go, 5. There we go. All right, here we go. We are pumped up here. We won 1. We added 1. Let's get ourselves right if we can do it. There's a 3, 1, 4. 3, 1, 4. Oh my goodness, 3, 2, 5. So we're just gonna donate money to the house. Looks like all day. All right, there's 6 losses. There's 4 in the rack, and let's see if we can't get anything into our rack. 3, 1, 4. Let's get a couple back-to-backs here, shall we? A 3, 1, 4. Look at that. That is fantastic. We're going to be at 0 here in a minute. Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. There's a 1, 2, 3. Ace deuce. That's a come out winner, by the way. Ace deuce pays 1. We'll set 1 up on top. There's a 6, 3, 9. There's a midnight, 12 midnight. That should be on, by the way. Sorry about that. Oh my God, really? Okay, well, there it is, folks. We are gonna be at $0. We're gonna have to work back from 1 unit. Can we do it from 1 unit? There's a 6-4-10. New point will be 10. Talk about going down in flames. That was fantastic. Let's work it. Let's work it back from 0. There's a 5-3-8. 5-3-8. 5-4-9. Come on. 5-1-6. I have full confidence. Full confidence in this shooter. There's aces. Aces. Oh, aces again. It's so hard to work from behind. My goodness. Here we go. 6-5 yo. That's 2 horn numbers in a row. C horn, hop the reds, we say, right? There's a 5-1-6. Okay, there it is. Cool. We lost all our money. That was awesome. We lost everything. There's our last chip. Let's go ahead and reset our rack. So that time did not work. The short stack play on the simplest possible system just didn't work. I had 1 chip out of place there. So that didn't work. I'm gonna do it again. But this time we're gonna do the horseman. I'm gonna move my rack here so you can see the combat. Same idea, right? Same idea. That time we just caught a really awful run, right? And that was basically 12 straight losses on the don't. We had 2 times where I was able to stack it up, I think, and we lost ridiculously bad on the don't, right? That was pretty funny. Hang on a second, I logged myself out of the computer. Let's do it again. Let's take a short stack again with 10 units, 12 units rather, and we'll do the same thing, but this time we're gonna work the horseman instead, which is interesting because it's gonna put more of our rack at risk. We're gonna have a lot more at risk here as we go through. So it's gonna be a point of 8 coming out here. And we'll go ahead and start doing 3 combats and see if we can't get this thing to pop for us with action up top. Right, there's a 6-5 yo, that's awesome. So that's actually gonna pay us out of the bank. So now our rack, we're technically speaking, a quarter in profit on the way out. All right, there's a 1, 2, 3. So that's gonna take what we just won out. And there's a 3, 2, 5. Okay, so the horseman, remember, I placed 3 combats total. 1 won, 1 lost, 1 got set. We're done, right? I don't keep rolling combats out here for the hell of it. I do 3 total combats. 1 of them won, 1 of them lost, 1 of them's on the 5. Let's get a 5 repeater if we can. We didn't. That was a 7, not a 6. So this loses, that wins. I'm gonna stack it up and we're gonna let this come up. We're gonna do it basically the horseman with the progression and try and be aggressive with this little stack that we've got here. So there's an 8 on the come out. Don't love the 8 on the come out, obviously, but the 7 is a strong play all the time. There's a 4. There's a 5-1-6. Second comeback goes to the 6. Third one's coming out. Let's get those set right. Half our bankroll is now on the table. We get a repeat on the 4, which is awesome sauce. There's that. Those 2 will come back. That goes to the 4. There's a 6-3-9. I'd love to see that 6 come out. And then you know what? That'd be fantastic. Be a good turn of events for us there. Well, look at that. The 4 repeats again. Let's see. Got a mess of chips here. 4 pays. That comes back. Not normal in the horseman to see 2 4s get set and hit. So if you're playing the outsides, that was 4 hits on the 4 to make that work. And there's our 5-2-7, which will pay 3 units down there on the don't. We'll lose our 6 and come back to the rack. There's our initial, and there's a $100 profit. So that time it worked. Getting more money in action actually worked for us in that second run. I didn't need to have the don't pass pay 4 times in a row for me to win. So here we are. What do you do in this situation? Obviously, there's your profit that you're looking for, your 3 unit goal today, 20% of 600 roughly. That's your profit. Here's your new short stack is 1 chip, right? In my world, I'll put this over here. That's my rack this is my go home money. There's my new short stack. Can we build 1 chip into multiple chips coming out? We'll see. There's a hard 4. Let's see if we can build this guy into something special as we go through. Again, playing aggressively with your excess. There's a 527, 0.7 out. So that does pay off 1. Puck will be off. And there's another chip for us to play with. Right now we've got 2 in action. I'm going to leave this. What I'm going to do here is make room. There's our profit stack. I'm going to slide these over. Let's make this our initial plus profit. Here's our initial plus the profit. Here's our new play stack. So that's what we got bringing home. Our new short stack is 2. We've won 1 of the don't. There's a 617, so we get burned on that one. Let's put this one back out again, see if we can't make some extra. 415. 415. That's going to be a point of 5. 617. So again, we do win. My choice is stack it, go for a second win, or come through here later on, or bypass and do something different. Why don't we do that? Let's take our 2 units here. Let's bypass the come out. That'll be a 10. I really should have been on this because I'm going to do the 4 and 10 right now. Should have been on that on the come out working, but I wasn't thinking straight. 628. Let's see if we can get these things to pay a little bit more. 6, 426. Something on the end here. There's a hard 10. Beautiful. That's going to pay 2 units. That'll be our point. And now our short stack is 4. We can go back to playing something else, and we're taking that simple 1 unit extra win and turned it into $100, right? Which means what I'm probably doing is taking 50 to play with, and I'm putting 50 extra in my stack and working my bankroll here. Now I'm back to a 2 unit short stack. I've got 5 units that are coming home in profit. That's how I'd work this thing at that level. Now again, it worked out for us because we won early. The difference between the first run where I got my butt kicked and the second run where we made profit was we got good rolls early in the horseman, and I actually capitalized on the progression down there, and it got us healthy quick. It's easy to win 2 units if you win your first bet. It's really hard to win 2 units if you lose your first bet. And if you recall, we talked about timing being everything, right? Timing is everything in this game. You got to have good money on a number when it rolls. In the first session, we had good money, but the number we needed never rolled. Okay, let's reset the rack. Put these back. We're going to go, and again, I'll put the money out here. There's 6. There's 6, and we're going to go ahead and do something interesting. Let's go ahead and put 25 on the dome, right? We're going to play an interesting strategy here. It's going to be a 5 or 4, 3, 7 coming out. Of course, we're going to go negative out of the gate, which is going to screw up my entire strategy. But that's okay. We're going to have to fight. We will fight. There's an 8, hard 8 for the point. And let's take this and go across with it. Right? Let's be aggressive-ish. We'll get a quarter for that. We'll cap the 6 and the 8. I actually won't play the 8. We'll do it like this. So we'll have everything covered except for the point. On that point, let's go ahead and lay the point for everything we have. 125, 120 on the point to win 100. We're going to lay the point for 100. I've got, what do I have out there? 130 out there in play. Let's go ahead and do Butterberg. Since Dan's here watching, let's Butterberg this bad boy out. There's a 5, a 325. That's going to pay $35. Remember, we need a couple of hits, but we lost once. So we need to get really a few extra hits here to make this thing work. Bring that 5 with us to the rack. Let's get another one. Can we survive? Yes, we can. There's a hard 6. Again, that pays $35. We'll bring that back to the rack. Now, what's in my rack here? Those nickels have turned into a quarter. Let's go ahead and get that quarter back. Right? I've got, if I spread this out for you, there's 5 units back in my rack. Right? 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's another 4 there. So we're actually up over our initial bankroll. I need one more hit to make this thing work. Normally you'd say 2 and you're done. We'll do one extra. There's a 5, 4, 9. Also pays 35 bucks. That comes down to the rack. Bets are coming down. We're done. We'll take the reds over here. I'm bringing all my odds back. 1, 2, 3. My bankroll is, my thing is reset. And I've got another quarter there in reds. $55 in profit out of my $75 target. And we have a bet on the don't. Now, we can beat the don't against the 8, or the 7 against the 8 here. We'll be done. Okay, I did a Butterberg for an extra hit. I took 3 hits instead of the normal 2 that I would look for on a Butterberg. And so far, so good. It worked out. We got ourselves back to goal quickly. But again, we're not playing this hand from behind. We're playing this hand from ahead. We got our couple of hits in, and it worked out. Again, short stack with big bets. A little scary because we had every dollar we had on the table, right? We had our 110 across, or 130 across rather. There's our 527 that we needed. That pays on the don't. And if you look at my rack, again, we have 105 in profit. We're looking for 75, right? There's our lock. We have 30 bucks now to play with on a new short stack at this level. A new short stack, a 1-bet short stack. We made our goal. And again, that one worked perfectly, right? And it's because I'm a great dice thrower, right? No. Because I'm a great bettor? No. We had good timing. We hit that thing on the first time. The first shot we needed, we got. We survived the second come out. We got 3 hits, and then we got our 7, right? Timing was perfect that time, and it worked out the way it should have. That was a good roll. Again, the first one we got crushed on. Now, I want you to think about this. I've told you before, if you can win 20%, 80% of the time, you're going to come out ahead. So here we've done 3 sessions, and I've won 20% twice, and I got whacked once, right? So now you start seeing how the pattern works. You're not going to win every single time, but for sure, you can win more often than you lose. And I think that the higher bet size shortens your sessions for the most part. It shortens out your sessions, which is what you want to see. So, all right, let's do this one more time. Let's do let's do this way. We're going to play a different strategy. I'm going to go to the Ricochet, and I'm going to show you something with the Ricochet that's interesting. So let's go ahead and bypass the come out roll. The Ricochet, again, bypasses the come out. We're going to be at a 10 for our point. And what we're going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and actually double my bet size up. We're going to come in here with a $50 don't, and I'm going to do $150 lay. And again, with yesterday's talk, remember, we're going to lay for more. 150 wins us 75 versus 50 coming through the don't pass right now. So I'll take a quarter win on the 7. We're fighting the 10 for one roll. It's a 1-roll fight with the 10 to get that number set. It's going to be a 7. Perfect. We'll lose our 50. We'll get paid 75. And again, I'm not dealing with VIGs. How's that look on our rack? Let's put all the money back in. 1, 2, and there's a profit, chip and profit. Beautiful. Let's do it again. Let's bypass that come out roll. 617. If we were here, we would have cared. We don't care. 6-5 yo. Again, if we were here, we would care. We don't. Midnight. Wow. Horn, horn, horn. There's an 8. Doesn't matter what the point is, except for we're going to have to lay on it. We're going to put a quarter or 50 bucks in the don't, rather. Actually, let's do a quarter. Let's do 1 quarter here. We'll do 2 bets this time. So we're going to lay the point. Again, if I lay the point for, let's lay it for 150. Lay it for 150. So 6 to 5, that'll pay 1 1/4 versus a quarter. I could do a different bet level. We could actually make it like 90 or 75 or something like that. Let's just do it at the higher level. I'm going to really take an attack on the early 7 here. I trust myself not to throw a second 8. If I throw a second 8, we're going to be in trouble. We got a 9. That moves behind the 9, and we're done. We can wait out the 7 all we want. We could get a second one. These two cancel each other out. If in that case, I could lay 3 on that, 3 to win 2 while that one's coming out. Again, profiting on the 7 should it come. Check this out. We get a 1, 2, 3. You get a craps number, which pays over here. Take my lay bet down and look at where we actually are here. We're at 2 units towards goal. That's beautiful. With this win that I got here, I could stack it here. I could play it up over here. You have all sorts of options. I'm gonna go ahead and use it there. I'm gonna stack it up and we're gonna take that as found money. We'll talk about this more later. 5, 4, 9. So we lose that, we get knocked off, but we have double the bet on it now, right? So that's actually worked. It's gonna work out in our favor. This idea of playing with money that you didn't bring is an important thing, right? How do you grow your bets? Grow your bets versus show your bets from your rack. Here we go. Let's get this thing to hit. There's a 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5. 5, 3, 8. Another 5. Pretty good little roll here, huh? There's a 6. Oh, the 8. I'm sorry, the 8 was the point. Now the 6 is the point. Yeah, I'm not really tracking the point because I've got a number out here that's just working. When you're doing this, you're just working for the 7 all the time. And that's not a lay. That's just 2 units. I want you to see that there's 2 units there. That's why that's got that like that. 3, 2, 5. That's like our third 5 during this sequence here, which is really interesting. Hard 6, 3, 3, hard 6. There she is, 5, 2, 7. That'll pay 2 units. Back to the rack we go. Our rack is tight, 3 unit profit. Again, 20% made. Simple little system right there. But again, at the higher bet size, you can work it to your advantage. Let's do it one more time. I'll do what I'm calling the old fart hedge system, which you can make fun of me for all you want to, but I've watched guys do this and make money. Point will be 4. Here we go. Point of 4. We'll do it with 1 unit size bets. $25 coming. We're gonna go. I'm gonna lay that for 80 or for $100. Again, 100 to win 50 versus 25 coming through. Hedge for more. Oh, good. It goes to the 10. This goes to the 10. Now watch what I'm gonna do. This goes to the 10 on the lay or on the no. I'll put this money back in the rack. I'm gonna place the 10 for $25. I'm gonna place it for the exact same amount, right? This is the super hedge. What happens here if we roll a 7? Nobody cares. You roll a 7, you're even again, big deal. Roll a 10, you're up a quarter, right? This is one of these ways of playing where it's like, you can stay here for 10 hours. You know, you're looking for a strategy you can play while you're trying to, like as an example, you win your goal super fast and now you got to kill 3 hours before dinner or your show starts. Do this. You're going to win a quarter or you're going to lose nothing once you get out here. This is a great way to just kind of burn time. You've heard of the 3-point blender, which does this with 3 bets. Doing it with 1 bet is all you need. Just sit here and shoot the breeze with the guy next to you. Have your drink. This is a cocktail-friendly way of playing. You have to do no thought. Hard 4. There's the point. Doesn't matter because both bets will be on all the time here. New point will be a 6. Does not matter. Both bets just work until we get either a 10 or a 7. There's a 4, 3, 1, 4. There's a 7. Okay. Net result of that, frontline winner 2, or frontline, the place bet winner 2, lose 1, back to the rack, up a quarter. Can I repeat that 3 times? Of course I can. It might take me an hour to set the 9 and place it and win $10 at a time. So what? This grinder ain't gonna make you a lot of money. Ain't gonna make you a lot of friends. Well, maybe make your friends because you have time to play with them. But frankly, that's a good little way to play. And again, when you're betting at the $25 size, right? If you're nervous about having only 12 bets, that's a way to do it. Let's do it again, just to see what's gonna happen. There's a point of 5. Let's come through with a 1 size bet. We'll throw $75 on the 5, 75 to win 50 versus a $25 coming out. There's a yo 11, which kind of blows. We lost that. Let's do it again. Now we'll have to probably do 2 of these now coming through to make money. There's a 4. That's awesome. It goes to the 4 again. I'll take my lay bet down and place the 4. Okay. And again, looking for a 4, looking for a 7. Either way, I don't care. And again, I'm not going to lay extra. The idea here is to hit the one in front. This is definitely a right side play. And at the $25 table level, you've got literally nothing at risk. You are at risk for the 1 roll here. If you got, tiny pockets and you're worried about losing your money, this is a way to get through it, right? Turn a $25 table into a table you can afford to play on. I think it's a interesting way to go about doing this. There's a 5. That's our point. Again, pucks off, bets are both on. The don't come is automatically on. That one we have to call on. And there's a hard 4. Worked out perfectly. So what happens? We lose the don't. The front line wins 2 units. It all comes back. And because we lost on that 11, we're in the same spot. But you can grind like this all damn day, right? This is a fine way to play with big units with a small bankroll, right? Go for it. It's totally cool. Let's come back over here. Let's talk. Let's see. Where are we going? Did I cheat on something? I'm looking at my... I'm looking at what happened. My 7 out, not hit a 10. Oh, did I? No. Oh, you're right. I did. You're right. I see that now. I hit a 10, not a 7. It's okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes. What's great is that when I make a mistake and I get all the here, you guys, I should tell you this. Let me get back to here. When I make mistakes, one of my favorite things, honestly, when I make a mistake is when the comments get loaded up, right? After the show's over, I get all these, hey, at minute number 29:37, you paid yourself and you shouldn't have paid yourself. It's awesome because everybody's so plugged in to watch every single thing. I'm bad with the puck. When I'm doing things where everything's on all the time, I'm kind of bad with the puck. I kind of forget to do that. So, but anyway, yeah, I should have broken even, not won the unit on the 10. Good call out. The 4 I got right though. The last one we got right, so we're good. There we go. All right, you still, we still. Here's the thing, and I'll put this up because it's fun. You're making fun of me. Please slow down. The information hopefully is valid that I'm giving you. What happens to me sometimes, and I say this a lot, is I talk during the roll, and when you're kind of making a point during the roll, you can get lost in where you are as a dealer. So I do lose my place dealing sometimes. So, and that's because I'm trying to I have my brains going through like, what's the point to make about the roll that we just saw? And I'm sometimes forgetting to get my hands to work on the thing. So, yeah, and you're right. It does show how close you watch. And I appreciate that. It's awesome. Anyway, that was interesting. So, I could have played that last one 5 more times. It would take me 5 more times to get it. To get a point and place it and, earn $10 at a time. But again, if you're at that small, when I say small bankroll, scared money, or like you don't have a lot of money, you got $300 and you want to last at a quarter table, that's a way you can do it. But look at that. We actually, 4 times we played, 3 times we won. At $25 level, at the higher bet level, and the higher bet level again dictated by the formula that you're seeing here on screen from VDC. The formula was 1% of your overall bankroll is your bet size. That's how I come up with a $30, $25, $30 bet size. And 10 times that is your table buy-in, what you saw here. So we came out with $30 times 10, $300 buy-in. And again, looking to win 20%, for me, that's 3 units. We did it 3 out of 4 times. One time we got smoked, which again, that's just gonna, whatever, it's gonna happen. But that last one, we could have been there for probably an hour and made that thing work. That's what's interesting about this. I think if the higher bet size shouldn't scare you away. It is a bigger percentage of your bankroll every time you're out there, but those higher bet sizes can 100% work if you're skilled and practice with the short stack. We did the short stack and the 3-unit challenges for so long. That's why we did it. That's why we did it. Makes sense, everybody? So the short stack play was the reason to get to something like this where you can see it in practice and say, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. Cool. Anyway, what else do we have? Let me go ahead and do a quick filtering of the chats. Make sure I didn't miss anything I'm supposed to see. I'm just kind of flying blind here. I'm going to put my glasses on. Sorry for the glare, but we'll do that. Skill says, read my PC and Q. There are no Qs in here. I don't see any Qs, except that I forget to use the Ricochet. I used the Ricochet later, Skill. Maybe that comment came from early in the day. I don't know. The last two were Ricochets. If I did them wrong, I know I did one of them wrong, but hopefully that's what you meant by that. If not, clarify, please. And I'll look at the PCs here and see what we have. Let's see. Skill says, timing is nothing. If you don't take advantage of the 7, use the Ricochet with any DP after a standalone DP falls. Sure. And you're right about that, right? There's a, how do I say this right? I want to make sure I'm clear on this point, because what you're telling me here, I wish I could make these things snip so we can see it. What you're saying here is an adjustment to make, right? So we lose the don't pass, okay, switch to the Ricochet. Bypass that, come into the Ricochet and do it that way. That's reading the table and making a change. And what I'm doing here, normally in the mornings, what I do, as you know, is I just play the same thing. The whole rack gets played one strategy. I don't change or try and read it as I'm doing that. We could do more of that stuff right there, right? We could do more of that stuff by being more aware of what's happening, I suppose, than forcing something to happen. But I like to show a lot what patience looks like, like what sticking to it looks like, and not trying to morph around and do different things. But I think that your call there is right. Getting off the don't pass, moving into the Ricochet, I get the same action. I still get a flat bet on the 7. It's just through a different mechanism. So, and actually the Ricochet is an interesting way to play the horseman. You could Ricochet and make that don't come your first bet in the horseman, and then go with your come bets. You still potentially can profit on that early 7. So that's actually an interesting way to go do that. I think that's kind of cool. All right, here we go. Let's see. What else do you all want to know about? You're saying I forgot to tell them to take it down after it hits. Which one are you talking about, Skill? Again, it's probably going back half an hour, but I'm not sure which bet that was you're referring to. But if you want to drop us a note there, let me know which one I did. I know I pulled the Butterberg bets down for sure. So there was that. Let's see. All right. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else in chat other than still making fun of me for my mistakes, which is okay. Cool. So I guess thumbs up or thumbs down. This is one of those episodes where, after the show's over, I come back and I'll take this episode and I'll chop off this part of it and I'll chop off the beginning part of it, and like yesterday, upload the middle part where we did the rollout. I'm gonna go ahead and do that today, even though I made the big mistake in the payout up there, and I'll make sure I acknowledge that when I refilm it or when I recut it. I'll put this one out. So if you think it was valuable, we'll go ahead and do that. So I guess that's it. I've got nothing else to add to the conversation other than this. Make sure you go watch the VDC video. I rolled it out based on his suggestion, but he goes through this whole chart here of, bet size, bankroll size, and everything else. I just took that and put it to the table for you today. Again, I think his timing was perfect. It lodged in exactly with what we wanted to talk about, which was A, bet size, and B, the short stack stuff. So I think it was pretty good. Yeah, there's that. If you take a look at whose new strategy, MLB, whose strategy are you talking about? Let me know if you can drop it in there. Let me know which one you're talking about. And Waylon is saying, take a look at the hedged horseman with the 4 and 10. That's actually interesting. Yeah, the horseman the thing about the horseman is this, and I got a few minutes. I'm gonna talk about that. Well, MLB, you come back with what strategy on the horseman with the 4 and 10. Let's go back to the table. I do want to talk to you about that because I thought about this yesterday, and I'm glad you brought this up. I'm going to clean these out just to get them out of the way. And the magic to me of the horseman is this, right? You got and we'll do them all the same size. The magic of this horseman is right now, right? Where you get the extra juice on the 7, on the early rolls, even on that roll. you're winning it on the 7. Here you're tying. If you end up going here first, your first come bet, if you get the 0.7 out, you tie immediately, which is okay, right? You're protecting those bets. You tie on the first one. If this gets set to like the 9 and your second come bet rolls out, now the 7, you only win 2, you're going to lose 3. You're already in a backwards situation. On roll 2, you go from being the normal horseman, where you're at least tied, or if you're at a smaller bet unit, you're ahead. You move into a space now where you're behind on roll 2. And that's the one thing I don't like about that from a math standpoint. If I did this, I would do this. I'd probably even go to 75 on the don't, had the 4 and 10, and 1 coming through. That way it's 100 that you win on the 7 versus $50 loss. So you're up 50. Here, you'll be up a quarter. And finally, on the third come bet is where you end up being tied, right? So you're going to win 4, lose 4. That might be a way to do it. You'd have to level up in here. And again, to yesterday's talk, you have to bet size this one to cover that. But yeah, if you're in that position, if that bet gets through and you've got these 2 on the outside, then hell yeah, that could be a good moneymaker for you, especially the way I rolled. I rolled a lot of 4s today. So that could be super cool. That could be an interesting way to approach it. I haven't rolled it out yet, but you can bet I've thought about that. I think that's actually an interesting way to do it. Let's see. And you're saying you'd wait until the 7, then place the 4 and 10. Sure. You do a lot of that. You do a lot of waiting for the 7, or when you get 3 hits, you're down on those 4s. I leave them up. I run the 4 and 7. When I run the 4-10, that's my little engine that could. I run that thing all the time, for sure. Okay, MLB, you're saying Vince's. I have not seen. I was in Vince's show this morning for just 10 or 15 minutes while I was having my first cup of coffee. So I haven't analyzed it yet. I haven't looked at it at all. I can tell you this: nothing Vince does is not done without doing a shit ton of trials and math and millions of rolls and win crap. So I'm sure it's well thought through. He posted it I think he posted it, Vince, in Jeremy's channel yesterday. So I've got to print it out and see how that thing works. He's got a lot of rules on it with, when the 6 is rolled, you do this, when this is rolled, you do that. So I got to print it out and sort of study it and see how that thing plays out. So, all right. Let's see. So there we go. I'm looking at, so Mid-Mo is going to Vegas. I think Brian Hawaii Crap Shooters is in Vegas, or they're on the plane right now. So they're in the middle of working it over there. So good luck to all those guys too. So, all right, get out of here, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. I got to get to work. You all got to go back to work if you're on the East Coast, your lunch break. So appreciate you. Love having you all here. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. And yeah, maybe Rocky, we can look at this next week at some point. I'm not sure if it plays into the bet sizing thing we're talking about this week, but it's definitely a thing we can take a look at for sure. I think, like I said, I like the way that Vince's brain works and that stuff. So, all right, get out of here. Have a good day. I will see you all tomorrow. God bless all of y'all. See ya.